I prithee, pretty youth, let me be better acquainted with thee.
They say you are a melancholy fellow.
I am so. I do love it better than laughing.
Those that are in extremity of either are abominable fellows, and betray themselves to every modern censure worse than drunkards.
Why, 'tis good to be sad and say nothing.
Why then, 'tis good to be a post.
I have had my experience.
Yes, and your experience makes you sad. I had rather have a fool to make me merry than experience to make me sad, and to travel for it too.
Good day and happiest, dear Rosalind.
Nay then, God be with you. And you talk in black verse.
Farewell, Monsieur Traveler. Why, how now, Orlando? Where have you been all this while?
I've come within an hour of my promise.
Break an hour's promise in love? He that will divide a minute into 1,000 parts and break with 1,000 part of a minute in the affairs of love. It may be said of him that Cupid hath clapped him on the shoulder, but I'll warrant him heart whole.
Pardon me?
Nay! And you be so tardy, come no more in my sight. I had as lief be wood of a snail.
Of a snail?
Aye, of a snail. For though he comes slowly, he carries his house on his head. A better jointure, I think, than you make a woman. Besides, he brings his destiny with him.
Which is what?
Why, horns, which such as you are fain to be beholding your wives for. But he comes armed in his fortune and prevents the slander of his wife.
Virtue is no horn maker, and my Rosalind is virtuous.
And I am your Rosalind.
Pleases him to call you so, but he has a Rosalind of a better leer than you.
Come! Woo me! Woo me! For now I am in a holiday humor and like enough to consent. What would you say to me now, and I were your very, very Rosalind?
I would kiss before I spoke.
Nay, you were better speak first. And when you were gravelled for lack of matter, you might take occasion to kiss.
What if the kiss be denied?
Well, then she puts you to entreaty, and there begins new matter.
Who could be off being in front of his beloved mistress?
Marry, so should you if I were your mistress, for I should think my honesty ranger than my wit.
What? Of my suit?
No, not out of your apparel, and yet out of your suit. Am I not your Rosalind?
I take some joy to say you are because I am talking of her.
Well, in her person I say I will not have you.
Then in my own person, I die.
No, Faith, die by attorney. The poor world is almost 6,000 years old, and in all this time, men have died from time to time, and worms have eaten them, but not for love.
I would not have my right Rosalind of this mind. I protest. Her frown might kill me.
By my life, it will not kill a fly. But come. Now I will be your Rosalind in a more coming-on disposition, and ask what you will, I will grant it.
Then love me?
Aye, Faith, will I, Fridays and Saturdays and all.
And wilt thou have me?
Aye, and 20 such.
What sayest thou?
Well, are you not good?
I hope so.
Why then, can one desire too much of a good thing? Come, sister, you shall be the priest and marry us. Give me your hand, Orlando. What do you say, sister?
I prithee marry us.
I cannot say those words.
You must begin, will you, Orlando?
Go to. Will you, Orlando, have to wife this Rosaline?
I will.
Aye, but when?
Why, as soon as she can say the words.
Then you must say, I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
I might ask for your commission, but I do take thee, Orlando, for my husband. There's a girl goes before the priest, and certainly a woman's thoughts do run before her actions.
So do all thoughts. They are winged.
Now tell me how long you would have her once you've possessed her.
Why, forever and a day.
No. Say a day without the ever. Orlando, men are April when they woo, but they're December when they wed. Maids are May when they are maids, but the sky changes when they are wives. I will be more jealous of thee than a Barbary cock pigeon over his hen, more clamorous than a parrot against rain, more newfangled than an ape, more giddy in my desires than a monkey. I will weep for nothing, like Diana in the fountain, and I will do that when you are disposed to be merry. I will laugh like a hyena, and that when thou art inclined to sleep.
Will my Rosalind do so?
By my life, she will do as I do.
My Rosalind is wise.
Or else she could not have the wit to do this. The wiser, the waywarder. Make the doors upon a woman's wit, and it will out at the casement. Shut that, and 'twill out at the keyhole. Stop that, and 'twill fly with the smoke out at the chimney.
A man who had a wife with such a wit might have to say wit with her wills.
Nay, you might keep that check for it till you might your wife's wit going to your neighbor's bed.
And what excuse could wit have for that?
Mary, to say she came to seek you there. You will never take her without her answer unless you take her without her tongue. Oh, that woman that cannot make her fault her husband's occasion, may she never nurse her child herself, for she will breed it like a fool.
For these 2 hours I must leave thee.
Alas, dear love, I cannot lack thee 2 hours.
I must attend the Duke for dinner. I will be with thee by 2 o'clock.
Aye, go your ways, go your ways. I knew what you would prove. My friends told me so, and I thought no less. That flattering tongue of yours won me. 'Tis but one cast away, and so come, death. 2 o'clock is your hour.
Yes, fair Rosalind.
By my troth, and in good earnest, and by all pretty oaths that are not dangerous, if you break one jot of your promise, or come 1 minute behind your hour, I will think you the most pathetical break promise, the most hollow lubber, and the most unworthy of her you call Rosalind, that may be chosen out of the gross band of the unfaithful. Therefore beware my censure, and keep your promise.
With no less religion than if thou wert my own Rosalind.
Well, time is the old justice that examines all such offenders, and let time try. Adieu.
Adieu.
You have simply misused our sex in your love parade. We must have your doublet and hose plucked over your head so the world can see what the bird hath done to her own nest.
Oh, cuz, my pretty little cuz, that thou didst know how many fathom deep I am in love. But my affection cannot be sounded. It hath an unknown bottom like the Bay of Portugal.
Or rather, it is bottomless, for as you pour affection in, it runs out.
No! That wicked bastard of Venus, let him be judge how deep I am in love. I'll tell thee, Eliana, I cannot be out of the sight of Orlando. I'll go find a shadow and sigh till he come.
And I'll sleep.
What shall he have that killed the deer? His leather skin and horns to wear, then bring him home. Take thou no scorn to wear the horn. It was a crest ere thou wast born. Thy father's father wore it, and thy father bore it. The horn, the lusty horn is not a thing to laugh nor scorn.
How say you now? Is it not past 2 o'clock? And here, much Orlando.
Look who comes here.
Oh, my earnest and fair youth. My gentle Phoebe did bid me give you this. I know not the contents, but it bears an angry tenor. Pardon me, I am but a guiltless messenger.
Patience herself would startle at this letter and play the swaggerer. Bear this, bear all. She says I am not fair, that I lack manners. She calls me proud, and that she could not have me were man as rare as Phoenix. Odds my will, her love is not the hare that I do hunt. Why writes she so to me, shepherd? This is a letter of your own device.
No, I swear, it's Phoebe did write it.
Why, 'tis a boisterous and cruel style. 'Tis a style for challengers. Why, she defies me. Will you hear the letter?
Sure, for I have not heard it yet heard too much of Phoebe's cruelty.
Art thou God, to shepherd turned, that a maiden's heart hath burned?
Can a woman rail thus?
Call you this railing?
Whiles you chid me, I did love. How then might your prayers move? He that brings this love to me little knows love in me. By him seal up thy mind, whether that thy youth and kind will the faithful offer take of me and all that I can make. Or else by him my love deny, and I'll study how to die.
Oh, call you this chiding?
Alas, poor shepherd.
Do you pity him? No, he deserves no pity. Wilt thou love such a woman? What, to make thee an instrument and play false strains upon thee? Not to be endured. Go your ways to her. Go on, for I see love has made thee a tame snake. But say this to her. If she love me, then I charge her to love thee. And if she will not, I will never have her unless thou entreat for her. If you be a true lover, hence, and not a word, for here comes more company.
Good morrow, fair ones. Pray you if you know where in the purliest of this forest stands a sheepcote, fenced about with olive trees?
West of this place, down a neighbor's bottom, the rank of osiers by the murmuring stream, left on your right brings you to that place. But at this hour the house keep itself, there is none within.
That I may profit by a tongue, then I should know you by description. The boy is fair of female favor, and bestows himself like a ripe sister. The woman low and browner than her brother. Are you not the owners of the house I did inquire for?
It is no boast, being asked to say that we are.
Orlando doth commend him to you both. And unto the youth he calls his Rosalind he sends this bloody napkin. Are you he?
I am. What must we understand by this?
Some of my shame if you will know me and what man I am, and how and why and where the handkercher was stained.
I pray you, tell it.
When last the young Orlando parted from you, he left a promise to return within an hour. And pacing through the forest, chewing the food of sweet and bitter fancy, lo it befell. A wretched, ragged man lay sleeping on his back, and about his neck a green and gilded snake had wreathed itself, who with its head nimble in threats approached the opening of the man's mouth, but in seeing Orlando, it unlinked itself, and slipped unto a bush with indented glides, under which bush's shade a lioness, who lay couching, head on ground with cat-like watch, for 'tis the royal disposition of that beast to kill anything that doth seem as dead. This seen, Orlando approached the man to find it was his brother, his elder brother.
Oh, I have heard him speak of that same brother, and he did render him the most unnatural of amongst men.
And for well he might do so, for I know he was unnatural.
But to Orlando. Did he leave him there? Food to the sucked and hungry lioness?
Twice did he propose to do so, but kindness, ever nobler than revenge, and nature stronger than his just occasion, made him give quick battle to the lioness, who then fell before him, and from miserable slumber I awoke.
Are you his same brother?
Was it you he rescued?
Was it you that did so oft contrive to kill him?
'Twas I, but 'tis not I. I do not shame to tell you what I was, since my conversion so sweetly tastes, being the thing I am.
But for the bloody napkin?
By and by, from when first to last betwixt us two tears our countenance had most kindly bathed. And so I came into that desert place. In brief, he led me to the gentle Duke, who gave me fresh array and entertainment, committing me unto my brother's love, who then there led me into a cave, and here stripped himself, and upon his arm the lioness had torn some flesh away, which all this while had bled, and he fainted, and he cried in fainting upon Rosalind. But in brief, I bound up his wound, and after some small space, being strong at heart, he sent me hither, stranger as I am, to tell the story, that you might excuse the broken promise, and to give the napkin dyed in blood unto the youth
Why,
called
how
Rosalind.
Ganymede, sweet Ganymede?
Many will swoon when they look on blood.
There is more in it, cousin Ganymede.
Look, he recovers.
I would I were at home.
We will lead you thither, I pray you. Will you take him by the arm?
Be of good cheer, youth, you a man? You lack a man's heart.
I do so! I confess it! Ah, Sirrah, a body would think this was well counterfeited. I pray you tell your brother how well I counterfeited. Hey-ho!
This was not counterfeit. There is too great testimony in your complexion.
Counterfeit, I assure you.
Well, then have a good heart and counterfeit to be a man.
I do so. But, i' faith, I should have been a woman by right.
Come, you look paler and paler. Let us draw homewards. Good sir, go with us.
That will I, for I must bear answer back. How you excuse my brother, Rosalind?
I shall devise something. But I pray you commend my counterfeiting to him. Will you go?